1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. During the less than 13 years of Dr. King's leadership of the modern American Civil Rights Movement, from December 1955 until April 4, 1968, African Americans achieved more genuine progress towards racial equality in America than the previous 350 years have produced. Dr. King is widely regarded as America's preeminent advocate of nonviolence and one of the greatest nonviolent leaders in world history. Drawing inspiration from both his Christian faith and peaceful teachings of Gandhi, Dr. King led a nonviolent movement in the late 1950s and 60s to achieve legal equality for African Americans in the United States. While others were advocating for freedom by any means necessary, including violence, Dr. King used the power of words and acts of nonviolent resistance, such as protest, grassroots organizing, and civil disobedience. To achieve seemingly impossible goals, he went out to lead similar campaigns against poverty and international conflict, always maintaining fidelity to his principles that men and women everywhere, regardless of color or creed, are equal members of the human family.
Yes.
Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, Nobel Peace Prize lecture, and letter from a Birmingham jail are among the most revered orations and writings in the English language. His accomplishments are now taught to American children of all races, and his teachings are studied by scholars and students worldwide. He is the only non-president to have a national holiday dedicated in his honor, and is the only non-president memorialized on the Great Mall in the nation's capital. He is memorialized in hundreds of statues, parks, streets, squares, churches, and other public facilities around the world as a leader whose teachings are increasingly relevant to progress of humankind. Dr. King was assassinated April 4th, 1968 at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. Now I will leave you with a few of his inspirational quotes.
I've looked over, I have seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight, as people, who will get to the promised land. So I am happy. I am not preparing any man.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that.
Amen.
If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. By all means, keep moving. Hate is too big a burden to bear. I choose to love. As my suffering mounted, I soon realized that there were two ways in which I could respond to my situation, either to react with bitterness or seek to transform the suffering into a creative force. I decided to follow the latter course.
We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now.
Use me, God. Show me how to take who I am purpose greater than myself.
Amen.
If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. This street sweeper done his job so well that all the heaven and earth paused to say, "Here lived a street sweeper who done his job."
Amen.
As a young man, most of my life ahead of me, I decided early to give my life to something eternal and absolute. Not to these guys that are here today and gone tomorrow, but to the same God who is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
The major problem in life is learning how to control costly interruptions, the door that slammed shut, the plan that got sidetracked, the marriage that failed, and the lovely poem that didn't get written on because someone knocks on the door.
And when this happens, when we allow for the ring, when we let it ring from every village, in every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speak up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands in singing the words of the old Negro spirit. Free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, free at last.
Let's give them a hand. Come on, let's give them a hand. Let's give them a hand. Amen. 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 It is important for our children to know that